sun is shining at Target Field. Just 2 games left in the regular season. Another tune-up for the playoffs as the Twins take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Twins a game and a half behind the Yankees now in terms of having the best record in the American League, which would help them establish home field advantage in the second round of the playoffs. And it is a great day at Target Field, along with Bert Blanov and I'm Vic Bramer. Twins hope to get back to the win column, and everybody knows they've not played particularly well over the last week. The biggest concern has been the starting pitching.
Well, you know what? You look in the postseason, it's going to be Francisco Liriano's going to start here on Wednesday, and then they'll go to Carl Pavano. In Game 3, it'll be today's starter, Brian Duensing, and then scheduled Nick Blackburn, who's pitching tomorrow for the Twins, the finale for the season. Until postseason, it'll be Blackburn, but you know what? Not to worry. These guys are going to be outstanding. I'm looking forward to Brian Duensing here this afternoon because as a starter, very good. 7-2 in the 12 starts, but here at Target Field in 5 starts this year, he's 4-0 with a 1.19 earned run average. This guy's going to be fun to watch pitch against a very good fastball hitting ball club.
As difficult as it's been to watch over the last week for a lot of the viewers, it's been commonplace. A team clinches, and then they seem to struggle as they get ready for the playoffs.
Well, you know what? I mean, you have already achieved your goal for the season, and that's to get the postseason. Now, the Yankees and the Rays, you know, they're fighting to win their division. The Twins, we've already clinched. The Rangers, they've already clinched the division in the American League. But you know what? Everybody kind of struggles this time of the year because you look forward to postseason, and then there's that other level once you get there, and all 4 clubs are going to be there.
And we'll be there on Wednesday. The extra level will be for the Minnesota Twins. The Twins hope that Delman Young can continue to swing a hot bat as he did last September and into October. He's been one of the key hitters for the Twins down the stretch. Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealer. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
How about a little Saturday afternoon baseball? It's the Twins and the Toronto Blue Jays in the next to the last regular season game here at Target Field. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Twins left fielder Delmon Young is having a career year here in 2010. And in fact, a couple homers ago in Kansas City, he joined a select group of Twins to accomplish the 20-40-100 feat. 20 homers, 40 doubles, 100 RBIs in a season. And look at the company he's keeping: Puckett, Kadire, Hunter, and Morneau. Delmon Young has overcome a lot to get to this point in his life and his baseball career. And his teammate Michael Kadire discusses Delmon's trials and tribulations to get to 2010.
There's a trust factor with Delmon. When you're a young player and you come over to an organization where you don't know any of the coaches, you don't know any of the players, you don't know any of the philosophies, it's tough. It's tough to get acclimated, and it takes some guys longer than others. And then obviously last year with the passing away of his mom and a lot of things that was going on in his personal life, it was, again, another tough year for him to be able to open up. And this year was the very first year that he felt comfortable with the coaching staff, comfortable with his teammates, and comfortable in his personal life. And I think you've seen the Delmon Young that we all expected when we got him from his rookie year, driving in 93 runs.
Here's hoping for a strong finish to the 2010 season and playoffs for Delmon Young. Fan Appreciation Day here at Target Field. Dick Kramer, Burt Blyleven, first pitch next.
Their next to last regular season home game here at Target Field, and it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Puffy white clouds, temperatures cool, but hey, it's October. It's supposed to be cool in a ballpark, right? And the Twins hope to get a split in this 4-game series with the Jays. Here is their Menards batting order. Mike McCoy in the leadoff spot. Janelle Escobar hitting second. Jose Bautista, Vernon Wells, Lyle Overbay, Aaron Hill, John Buck, Edwin Encarnacion having a great series against the Twins with 3 home runs, and then Jose Molina.
And the Chiefs got a report on Brian Dunsing making his 13th start, his 53rd appearance. Now this is his second appearance against the Toronto Blue Jays this year in his first start, his second career start. He's been very consistent in the rotation. especially here at Target Field. I mentioned before, 5 starts here, 4-0, 1.19 ERA. And Brian Dunsing, it'll be fun to watch him because what we've seen from Brian Dunsing, if he can get through the first inning or two, he really settles down and really finds out what's working for him. And that's what I think has made him so consistent. He does a good job of adjusting during the ball game.
And Mike McCoy will lead things off for Toronto. And the first pitch off the plate, ball 1. McCoy getting some time in the outfield for the Blue Jays. He'll be followed by Escobar and Bautista. Popped up toward first. Who wants it? It's Orlando Hudson with Jose Morales at first base. Let's take a look at the Twins defensively. It's Young, Span, and Kubel in the outfield. But in the infield, some changes. Valencia at third. Casilla at short. Hudson back in at second. Morales getting his second start at first. And Drew Butera behind the plate. That's the Northland Ford defense.
Yeah, Michael Kadire getting the afternoon off so far. And also J.J. Hardy, who started the last couple ball games, gets the afternoon off.
Here's Junel Escobar, and he drives one to right, and Kubel will play it. He won't play it. It'll skip by him, and Escobar will get an extra base. Kubel coming over and trying to glove that ball on the first hop, and it like it skipped back over his right shoulder.
Yeah, Kubel got there in plenty of time, but the ball kind of came back on him. He almost overran that ball. Escobar will be credited with a base hit, and then an error by Kubel. Saw that ball come back and get a piece of Kubel, but Escobar making it over to second base for Jason Kubel, his 5th error of the year.
Jose Bautista with 54 home runs on the season, facing Brian Dunsing. You know, Twins want to win the games, obviously, but they want to play good baseball. And some of the games in the last week, they didn't play good baseball. They didn't pitch well. And so the Twins are hoping Dunsing will. Carl Pavano did last night. By and large, I think you'd have to say the Twins played a good ball game last night. They just ran into a bad inning in the 8th when a normally very reliable reliever had a rough inning.
Yeah, Jesse Crane just had a tough outing, first one he's had for a long, long time. Gave up that 3-run home run to Encarnacion.
2-0. Out in front of the changeup, 2-1.
That's what Brian Dunsing's all about. He's not going to blow a lot of people away with a good overpowering fastball. He changes speeds. Fastball clocked as high as 92. He'll throw a hard slider, big slow curveball, and then the circle changeup.
High fastball. That's 2-2.
Yeah, fastball clocked here at 91. So after an 83-mile-an-hour changeup that Bautista swung through, he challenged him with a fastball, and Bautista a little tardy. And again, Bautista right on top of the plate. See where Butera sits.
And he missed 3-2 with Vernon Wells on deck. Throughout the game last night, Carl Pavano did a great job of pitching out of trouble. And now Dunsing's got a little first inning difficulty here with the single and the error. And now a walk to fill first base. And it's been on many fronts a history-making season for Jose Bautista.
Well, anytime that you become part of baseball history is pretty exciting. And Bautista, you can see the 14th player in Major League history with at least 50 home runs and now 100 walks in the same season.
So a slugging percentage of .625, an on-base percentage of .381 coming into the game. And here's a dangerous hitter in Vernon Wells with 2 on and 1 out. We're ordinarily we'd be talking about Vernon Wells, the cleanup hitter, as being the biggest power threat in the lineup. But when you've got a guy who's hit 23 more home runs than you have, and you've hit 31, you tend not to get noticed as much.
Vernon Wells just needed a solid season after having a frustrating year last year. He's put together a very good year.
Amazing, isn't it, what a good player can do when he's healthy?
Yep.
Vernon Wells has always been a good player, but he had a number of nagging injuries last year. The numbers were down.
He's starting to pick it up again. A 3-time All-Star, made the All-Star team this year. A 3-time Rawling Gold Glove winner out in center field. Has not committed an error yet this year.
Dunsing gets ahead of him 0-2. Missed the inside corner with a fastball.
Good pitch right there by Dunsing. That's what you want him to do, is make that right-handed hitter move their feet. A lot of these Blue Jays, again, they're right on top of the plate. They like to open up quickly. If you do not pitch them hard in, they'll go down and get that ball.
That's past a diving Valencia, and the Jays are going to get the first run of the game all the way to the wall. Bautista rounding third. He's coming home. Here's Casillas' throw. Got him. A good throw by Casilla. A good relay, and the runner's cut down at the plate.
Nice little short hop catch by Butera at home. And he made sure that when he caught that ball, he dove very quickly into Bautista. Looked like he got his arm. Ball down in the strike zone. Wells right past Valencia. And Delman Young, another assist for Delman Young. That's 12 now. He has the most of any left fielder in baseball. You see a little short hop. And Butera tagging Bautista. But the Jays do take a 1-0 lead.
RBI single for Wells, who went to second on the throw. 2 down, and here's Lyle Overbay. Out in front of the breaking ball. And home plate umpire Kerwin Danny stung by that one.
Yeah, not the way you want to start your day.
He was walking toward the Twins dugout.
I think he was just walking. He didn't care where. You can see that he is not feeling very well right now. And Butera going to take a little extra time.
They've given Vernon Wells a double with the ball going all the way to the wall. So Danley still less than 100%. One strike. And another foul. 2 strikes. Oh, 0-2 to Lyle Overbay. Pick off to second. It's the third time we've seen Butera make that throw. Keep the runner at second honest in this series.
Yeah, we've seen it with Casilla too. They have that little signal that if they feel that runner like Wells is taken off too far, throw behind him. Of course, Wells with 2 outs, he wants to get a good jump in case a ball is flared into the outfield somewhere.
1-2 to Overbay. And now 2-2 in the dirt. So Dunsing, who's had his share of first inning difficulty, has some here with a couple of hits, a walk. So far, 1 run earned. Trying to get out of the inning here. 2-2 to Overbay. And now a full count to him with Aaron Hill on deck.
Yeah, Dunsing coming into this ballgame had given up 34 earned runs, and 11 of those coming in the first inning. So again, giving up a first run here. Hopefully that's it. Matt Guerrero. pitching along with pitching coach Rick Anderson.
Full count. First base open and Hill on deck. Got him. So all things considered, some damage control for Dunsing, who only retired 2 batters and gave up a first inning run again. Back in the lineup hitting second. Delman Young third. He's picking it up in the last week or so, which is nice to see. Jim Thome is going to get a couple of at-bats again today. Danny Valencia, Jason Kubel, Jose Morales, Alexi Casilla, and Drew Butera.
And the Dodge Rams got a report on Sean Markham making his 31st start of the year, his second against the Twins. He defeated the Twins earlier this year in Toronto. Missed last year due to the Tommy John surgery. And he's finishing off on a very positive note. 7 of his last 8 starts have been quality starts.
1 strike to Span. He'll be followed by Hudson and Young. 1-1. Foul back. One of the rare times we've seen Span swing early in the count in that first at bat. I think he's gotten back into that pattern where he wants to take a lot of pitches. Had a number of full counts here in this last week or so of play.
Well, Markham, a guy that is kind of like Dunsing. He's not overpowering and mixing a pretty good slider. Very good curveball and a circle changeup.
Popped up short center. Vernon Wells trots in. It's the shortstop, though. Escobar. One hands it, one away. The Blue Jays out of the field, brought to you by Northland Ford. McCoy, Wells, and Bautista, the outfielders. Encarnacion, Escobar, Hill, and Overbay, the infielders. And Jose Molina back behind the plate. One gone. Orlando Hudson back in the lineup. Held out yesterday just to give him a break. He was spiked the night before. Nothing serious. Could have played. In fact, he was in the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter ready to hit if the Twins had been able to extend the 9th inning even further last night. Outside, ball 1.
Well, one thing Sean Markham has been, he's very tough against left-handed hitters. Left-handers hitting only 185 off of him, while right-handers are hitting 305. Good changeup right there. A lot of times that will tell you he'll pitch hard inside, then he'll have that 2-seamer down and away and change speeds. Look at that right there. Now he's allowed 24 home runs. Done a great job against lefties. Twins have not seen Markham a lot. Of course, missing all of last year due to the Tommy John surgery. Just making his fifth career start against the Twins.
Flip foul, 2-2. And Markham with just under 200 innings pitched this year after coming back from the surgery. And we talked about it last night or the night before, 2-2 to Hudson. Full count. How the Blue Jays, because of situations like Markham's and some other pitchers that haven't had years of experience, they went to a 6-man rotation to kind of spread out the workload here in the final weeks. There's a high blast to right center field. This is hit a long way. And high off the wall, Hudson rounding second, on his way to third, and he's got a triple. Missing a home run by just a little bit. He hasn't hit many from the left side of the plate, but he creamed that one.
I always say one of the most exciting plays in the game of baseball is to watch a guy like Orlando Hudson hit a ball in a gap and watch him fly for a triple. Hudson got good wood on that ball, but it's hard to hit that ball out of that area right there. Batista gets it back in, but Hudson with a triple with one out, his 5th triple of the year.
Infield back for Delmon Young, the top RBI man for the Twins with 111. Fouling the first pitch back. 1 strike. Just your opinion. Where do you think, with everyone healthy come playoff time, where do you think Delmon Young will hit in the Twins lineup? Most of the year he hit 7th.
Right. I think he'll hit down in the order.
Inside, 1-1.
It really doesn't matter where you put him. I think the Twins have enough offense in their lineup that you see he's hit, like you mentioned, he's hitting 7th most of the year, and he has 111 RBIs.
Mauer will hit 3rd. And then
maybe Delmon 4th. Maybe Kadire, depending on who's starting. Gardy has that opportunity to stay with a hot hand. I mean, right now, Kadire hitting lower in the lineup, as in yesterday's ball game, compared to Young. It's nice options to have.
1 and 2 to Young. Tomey on deck. Twins trying to get the game tied up here in this at bat. Inside. We've seen the Blue Jays do that to Delmon, kind of pound him down and in, even though what we've seen this year, he can handle that pitch on a pretty regular basis.
Markham has picked up some strikeouts, 161 strikeouts in 189 innings pitched.
2-2. And that'll tie the game up. Little number to short. Young hustling down the line. Out on a very close play. The run scores. Young's 112th run batted in, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, Miguel Cabrera leading the American League with 126 RBIs. Then you have Batista. Then you have A-Rod. Then you have Vladimir Guerrero. And now Delmon Young with 112. Guerrero ahead of him by 2 now. Nice hand back or play right there by Escobar. And Delmon Young picks up the RBI. The game is tied on a very close play at first base.
Here's Jim Tomey. Got through the game with his 2 at-bats last night in good shape. Wants 2 more today, then that's it. And his first at-bat's going to be 1 pitch long. And a little dribbler to first ends the inning. But Hudson with a triple, later scoring, and we're tied at 1.
Mikowski. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau is still recovering from the concussion, and today he hit again in the cage here at Target Field. And he said he felt good. He talked with his manager, Ron Gardenhire, and there's Morneau taking swings this morning. He's feeling good. He's progressing. Now, here's the latest. Justin Morneau will not play in the ALDS. He's pretty much ruled himself out. Gardy pretty much confirmed it today. That much we know. If Morneau is going to see some live pitching, he will not do it in Minnesota. He will head to Florida. So if you hear any reports of Justin Morneau being in Florida, that means that he has taken another step closer to returning from that concussion, Dick Kramer.
Thank you very much, Robbie. Jose Morales tried to keep a foot on the bag, but Casillas' throw pulls him off. It'll be the second Twins error here. Again, Morales playing just his second game at first base, and he stretched as far as he could, but his right leg foot came off the bag.
Yeah, it looked like Casillas tried to just lob it over there rather than putting something on it and throw a little bit on the infield side. Oh, there's Justin right there. He also took some ground balls. You know, the biggest thing for Justin, it's the jarring, the moving around, you know, and then up and down and swinging and all that stuff. You know, taking pop-ups eventually. Good to see Justin out there taking batting practice and hopefully feeling a lot better.
And I think you get the sense, the more you talk to him and the more you watch how this is all being handled, that if the Twins do get past the first round of the playoffs, he's going to be a factor. It might be off the bench, but he's timed everything out with that as his goal. Now, if there's a setback, there's a grounder to the right side, and the Blue Jays are going to start the second inning with a threat. Here's the runner Hill trying for third base. Throw is through, and he is out. Another outfield assist, this time from Jason Kubel. So again, Dunsing gets an assist from an outfielder for an out, this time at third base.
And we saw Delmon Young get his 12th outfield assist in the first inning. Here, Jason Kubel getting his 7th outfield assist. Nice hop throw, perfect throw to Danny Valencia. All he has to do is wait for the runner Hill to come in and then put down the tag quickly and tag Hill out.
There's Edwin Encarnacion, and as the Twins look ahead to the playoffs and the prospect of facing some very good third basemen, Evan Longoria or Alex Rodriguez, Edwin Encarnacion has given the Twins nightmares in this series.
He's hit 5 of his 19 home runs this year against the Twins. 3 in this series, a couple over the games the Twins played in Toronto. Guy that, like Batista, does not get cheated when he swings the bat.
And now 3-0 to the number 8 hitter. If he gets one today or tomorrow, he'll be the 7th Blue Jay with 20 or more home runs. Dunsing having a rough go of it here. His defense has both helped him and betrayed him. 2 errors, 2 outfield assists. There's a blast to left center field. Number 20 for Encarnacion. And the Blue Jays now have 7 players with 20 or more home runs.
And their 255th home run hit this year. That ball looked like it was put on a tee right there for Encarnacion. Take a look at the pitch. Pretty much right down the middle of the plate. And he hits it into the bullpen area. So the first home run that Dunsing has allowed here at Target Field comes off the bat of Encarnacion, and it's a 2-run home run.
Adam Lind is not in the lineup. John Buck is the designated hitter. But everybody else who has hit 20 or more is in the lineup. So Lind, Batista, Wells, Overbay, Hill, Buck, and now Encarnacion. What a lineup. They measure the home run at 422 feet. Dunsing deflects it to Casillas. And out number 2. So a nice deflection by Dunsing to set up the out. Twins baseball this afternoon, brought to you in Sony High Definition. Boy, look at these colors. If you're watching in high def What a beautiful sight to behold. Beautiful blue sky, white clouds, green grass, brown dirt. And what looks to be another sellout crowd here at Target Field. Strike one on the outside corner to Mike McCoy. Dunsing with a 1-run in the first inning, now a pair in the second. And a curve misses the outside corner, 1-1. Tattooed to left, Young going back, can't make the play, it'll run to the gap, and it's a double for Mike McCoy. So Dunsing has faced 10 batters and retired just 3 of them.
Well, Dunsing leaving some pitches up right here, and pitcher coach Rick Anders is going to go out and talk to him. McCoy hitting it past Delman Young for his 4th double.
Quick trip to the mound with a disappointing start for Brian Dunsing. Dunsing scheduled to pitch game 3, which would be in St. Petersburg or in New York. Our Lincoln Mercury key stat showing the incredible power that this Toronto lineup has displayed this year. 255 home runs. Only the Orioles, Rangers, and Seattle have hit more. And we've still got almost 2 games to go.
Well, Dunsing in his last start in Detroit ended up giving five runs up in 6 2/3 innings, all 5 runs coming off 2 home runs he allowed. So got to need to get that ball down or back down in the strike zone. Work the corners. That's his game.
Bouncer left side. Valencia has it, sets, and fires. So 3 hits, a couple of Toronto runs, and a 3-1 lead. Another home run for Encarnacion. The moment brought to you by Explore Minnesota. And a reminder to visit exploreminnesota.com and plan your next Minnesota vacation today. Probably past the fall color stage up there. The monument in Smokey Bear Park, the nation's largest Smokey Bear statue, 26 feet tall, and it weighs 82 tons. Ooh. Twins down 3-1, and here's Danny Valencia. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Valencia, Kubel, and Morales face Markham. Outside, 1-1. Just 1 hit in the series for Valencia. And a pop-up. Sounded like he cracked his bat. Encarnacion comes in on the infield grass, makes the catch, 1-1.
Yeah, that running fastball right there, and sometimes hitters jam themselves. And that's what happened to Danny Valencia right there.
One gone. Jason Kubel will hit. Got 3 singles in the game last night.
Markham, 28 years old, in his 6th season with the Blue Jays. Again, missed all of last year because of the Tommy John surgery. They put him on a disabled list just before the All-Star break because of some elbow inflammation. And then right after the break, made his regular starts.
Fastball down the middle. Two and one. One thing's been consistent from all the Toronto starters that we've seen, and Markham does it too. Gets the ball from the catcher, stands on a rubber, ready to go. No dawdling.
Yeah, Bruce Walton, the pitching coach, that's one of his things that he really likes, you know, the tempo of the ball game. And also Rick Langford out in the bullpen coach, a former big league pitcher that, you know, knows a lot about pitching, working with these young kids. And Markham still, he's kind of the old man of the pitching staff right now at 28 years old. So Ricky Romero last night at only 24 years old, pitched an outstanding ball game for 8 innings.
It's hit a long way to left field. McCoy retreating. And on the track, he makes the catch, out number 2. And before Jose Morales comes up, reminder to visit the official online shop of the Twins at twinsbaseball.com. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, authentic classics for the whole family. Geared up, get geared up for the postseason at the official source, the twinsbaseball.com shop. 2 gone, and here's Jose Morales. Foul back, 1 strike. Now 2 strikes.
Good changeup right there. It'll be interesting to see what the Twins do in postseason. Of course, a 25-man roster. They'll carry 11 pitchers as of right now, and the 9 regular players. And then you think, you know, there's 5 extra guys on the bench. Who will they be?
Just off the plate, Ron Gardenhire may have tipped his hand a little bit today. He was talking about how, with the expected lineup, now this is barring any injuries today or tomorrow, but the expected lineup, really aren't going to be many pinch hitting opportunities, but there will be opportunities perhaps to pinch run. And Morales strikes out. That's the 3rd out, much to the surprise of Jose Molina. 3 up, 3 down, a quick bottom of the 2nd inning.
In the Minnesota State Lottery Winner's Circle, I've got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Juanita from North Mankato, Minnesota. 85 years old, Burrs. We have a put out from Alexi Casilla to retire Jose Bautista Burt. 85 years old. This is her very first live baseball game she has ever seen in her entire life. Juanita, why is it taking you 85 years to watch the Twins in person?
Well, because at the Dome, there was no handrails. And so then I didn't come with the cane.
How are you liking it here?
It's beautiful. I couldn't imagine how big it was and how it is.
Well, we're happy to have you here, and $100 in lottery tickets coming your way, okay?
Thank you very much.
Here you go. And Bert circled you, which makes it even better. How about that, Dick Bramer, Bert Blyleven? 85 years, first ball game.
Oh, Anita, enjoy the ball game, honey. You know, one thing that we've seen to the Blue Jays, Dunsing, now this is his 13th batter face. He's only thrown 34 pitches, so the Blue Jays swinging early.
A liner to Casilla, a quick second out here in the third inning. Ron Coomer, what have you seen of Brian Dunsing so far here this afternoon?
Well, you look at that last ball that Wells just hit and some of the other pitches that have been hit. Bert, you talked about him throwing pitches away and not throwing in or not hitting his spots. To me, the reason why Carl Pavano was successful against a team such as Toronto with free swingers is he pitched in early in the ball game and established it, and he sped them up. To me right now, Brian has really fallen into a pattern of throwing away a lot and throwing a lot of off-speed pitches early, and he really hasn't established the fastball. They're looking away and go ahead and swinging at it and letting it rip.
One thing we have seen from Brian Dunsing in his starts, though, Ron, is that, you know what, it takes him a while to get settled in, and then after that, he really adjusts well. It's just that it's the first couple innings, and you can lose a ball game in the first couple innings if you don't try to do exactly what you're talking about.
Well, come playoff time, you're exactly right. You could lose a game with one swing of the bat in the first. But to me, when you're facing guys, especially if we go to New York or Tampa where the ball can fly a little bit, you have to establish something hard, and you have to establish in against an A-Rod or a Batista or guys that like to extend their arms and can hit the ball a long way.
And a great challenge right here, because all these Blue Jay hitters, that's their power, extension.
A dribbler foul, 2-2. Overbay at the plate. Dunsing would love to have a 1-2-3 inning.
You also want to put a little bit of a fear factor in. And, you know, and that's kind of from the old school where I came up watching Bob Gibson and talking to Don Drysdale about pitching aggressively inside. It's not hitting anybody. It's just making them move their feet a little bit so that pitch right there doesn't become where they're leaning into the pitch, that they're uncertain what corner of the plate you're going to try to throw to in that particular pitch.
And a breaking ball gets a swing and a miss, and a better third inning with Dunsing having a 1-2-3 third. be the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space, then put in the player's name to short code 234234. Brian Dunsing a rough start. Twins down 3-1. Lexi Casilla will lead things off, and he takes strike one. Casilla, Butera, and Span facing Markham here in the third. Twins have just one hit, and they turn it into a run in the first. Nice backhanded pickup by Escobar, and he throws Casilla out, one away. We have been blessed to work in this beautiful ballpark with some of the great professionals in the industry, and we want to thank all the...
Yeah, they're not some of them right there.
We really are fortunate because the men and women that we get to work with on a daily basis here are truly the best in the field.
Yes, they are. Thank you, everybody.
Here's Drew Butera. All the acknowledgments that we've handed out for staffers from Fox Sports North winning Emmy Awards. Well, the crew deserves a lot of credit for a lot of the awards that were passed out last week.
Yep.
1-1 to Drew Butera. Talked to Joe Mauer this morning. He said he thought it went better last night, catching all 9 innings, than he thought it would. The left knee still is an issue. There's a pop-up. Coming back is the catcher Molina. No play. But Joe got through the whole game. The original plan was tentative that he would leave the ball game when Carl Pavano left the game, but Joe said no, it felt better than he thought it was going to feel, and very likely he'll be back behind the plate again tomorrow. 1-2 to Drew Butera. Two and two.
Markham making his 95th Major League start. He has 37 Major League wins, 25 Major League losses.
And a pop up near third. Encarnacion near his dugout, but that'll drift back. Both foul pops seem to have been blown back. The flags indicate that the wind's going out to right, but boy, it just seemed like those foul pops were coming back towards us. See the flag blowing in from left field and out on the right field plaza. Breaking ball got Butera for out number 2.
Well, a good curveball right there, and Markham picking up his second strikeout.
The Twins postseason tradition continues this year with the Homer Hanky, and you can get this year's version at twinsbaseball.com and at Twins merchandise outlets. The Twins have partnered with the Star Tribune to keep the tradition alive, and a portion of the proceeds of the sale of the Homer Hanky will benefit the Twins Community Fund. Again, you can get them at twinsbaseball.com or stop by a Twins merchandise outlet soon. Bouncer right side. Nice pickup by Hill, and Span is quickly retired, and the Twins have another 1-2-3 inning against Sean Markham. replays during our telecast. Those are the people, some of them responsible for finding the Jim Thome home runs against the flagpoles, the great fielding plays. There's a Grand Casino story of the game with the Jays up 3-1.
Encarnacion, 20 home runs this year, 6 coming against the Twins, the 4th home run in this series. And Dunston settling down a little bit. Markham has retired 8 straight Twins.
1-0 to Aaron Hill. He reached on the Casilla error. Now he wraps one foul wide of third. Yankees were rained out last night in Boston. They've got a split doubleheader that's going to get started in about 2 hours. And the Rays are playing in Kansas City tonight. There's a pretty good chance, not necessarily, but there's a good chance. There's a soft line drive too tall for Casilla, and Hill is aboard. There's a pretty good chance that the Twins' playoff opponent might be decided by midnight tonight. And that'll offer some clarity as to who the Twins will play and what time of day the games will be here on Wednesday, although the official announcement, I suspect, won't be made until after the game tomorrow. Leadoff single for Hill. Here's John Buck. He singled to right. Hill was thrown out at third trying to advance. There's a breaking ball and strike one. Buck a free agent after this year. The free agent catchers, and remember Joe Mauer would have been one if he had not signed with the Twins. There's some pretty interesting names out there. You've got A.J. Pierzynski, Victor Martinez, John Buck, just in the American League. And that will skip into center field. So first and second. Nobody out, and Encarnacion coming to the plate. You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Steve Thompson of Northfield, is there a good chance the Twins will keep 3 catchers for the postseason?
Well, Morales, playing first. He's also a backup catcher to Drew Butera and, of course, Joe Mauer. Again, that's what I was talking about last inning. There's some decisions to be made by Ron Gardenhire. Does he want to take Morales? Is there somebody off the bench to pinch hit?
Well, I would think just on the basis that Butera has been the backup catcher all year long, and Morales is the only reasonable option to back up Kadire at first, that he has to make the team. This one lifted foul and out of play. What do you do if, heaven forbid, early in a playoff game, Michael Kadire's hit by a pitch in the hand or something, or he pulls a hamstring and you need somebody there?
Well, Matt Tolbert's been taking some ground balls too, so his name's been mentioned.
Right. But in terms of game experience, it's been Morales, except for a spare inning or two inside. So my guesses would be yes, that they will carry Morales and Butera as backups to Mauer and Kadire.
Dunsing needs a ground ball right here. There's that fastball inside, just missing. Dunsing's been able to get 14 double plays turned behind him, now with 50 pitches.
Tapper foul. 2-2. The playoff roster doesn't need to be submitted until 1 hour before game time on Wednesday. I don't know that there'll be any big surprises for any of the playoff teams, but they don't have to submit a roster until 1 hour before game time. That's hit a long way, but very foul. So the One of the big question marks for the Twins regarding the playoff roster is John Roush. And the Twins were going to try to get Roush a bullpen session or two before Tuesday or Wednesday to see if his knee responds and is able to be put on the roster. 2-2 to Encarnacion. Nobody out here in the fourth. Ooh, where was that pitch? Dunsing thought he hit the corner.
Kerwin Danley behind the plate. You know, he's right over the shoulder, the inner half right there. Boy. Sometimes umpires that do that, they'll give you more away than inside.
And lifted down the right field line. And the wind helping push that back into the seats.
I know that's only one pitch, but that's a pitch I would expect my catcher to say, hey, we need that pitch right there, behind his mask, rather than a pitcher saying, come on, I need that pitch. That's where catchers can stand up for the pitcher without really showing up the home plate umpire. That was a good pitch 2 pitches ago.
And now a miss will fill the bases. And Molina comes up with nobody out.
He tried the curveball right there and missed up in the strike zone. So the second walk of the ball game for Dunsing. Now loads the bases with nobody out.
A call going to the bullpen. Molina hit a hot smash up the middle. Dunsing deflected it to Casilla. Swing and a miss.
There's Kevin Slowey. One thing they want is Kevin Slowey to have enough time to warm up.
It is expected that if Slowey makes any postseason rosters, plural, 0-2, because it can change from round to round, that it would be in a long relief role. Two strikes to Molina, and boy, Dunsing could sure use a strikeout.
Yes, he could, or a ground ball hit sharply at somebody. Twins looking for a double play.
Field back all the way around, and now 1-2. It's not uncommon for starters to pitch out of the bullpen toward the end of the season. David Price is available to pitch out of relief for the Rays today. He's expected to be their opening day starter come playoff time. 1-2. Sharply hit. Casilla flips to second. Hudson drops the ball. Still has time to get the double play. A run scores. It's 4-1. But Molina blessed with the Molina genes, which means that he doesn't run real well, and the Twins are still able to get the double play.
Well, because he hit the ball so darn hard right here. You can see in the exchange right there, Hudson dropping it, but then picking it up quickly and getting the double play. No RBI for Molina, but the Blue Jays take a 4-1 lead. Took his eye off that ball just a split second, but reacted very nicely.
Here's McCoy with a runner at third and 2 out. 60 pitches for Dunsing. Nice block by Butera. Pulled the glove away and just blocked it with his chest protector. One and one. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Good change up there.
He's been out hit 7-1, and they're trailing 4-1. Back inside and missed. 2-2. a full count. Well, it's safe to say Dunsing has not been sharp through 4 innings here. Carl Pavano, I think you could say he was sharp last night.
Well, he worked out of some tough situations.
Full count to McCoy. And now the second walk of the inning. And that'll bring up Junel Escobar.
Well, once you get to postseason, what you want to do is do a good job of damage control. Now, Encarnacion's home run, that coming in the second inning, there's not much you can do about damage control when the ball leaves the ballpark. But Dunsing kind of worked out a damage control in the first inning. And right here, I mean, you know, he had bases loaded, nobody out. If he can get out of this situation by allowing only 1 run, that's damage control.
Escobar, the hitter.
Kerwin Danley not giving that pitch inner half of the plate.
That looked like that was right at the knees.
Take another look right here.
Well, maybe a little low. 1-0. Back to Dunsing. And a long inning comes to an end, and pretty good damage control with just the 1 run allowed. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. A first pitch strike to Orlando Hudson, who tripled off the fence in right center field, later scored. Now a sharp ground ball, 3 hops right to the second baseman. Aaron Hill makes the play. 1 away.
Well, lucky Circle Me Bert sections today are 109 and 237. There you go. We're going to have her up here in the booth a little bit later, but you are hereby circled, Mary. Perfect name to wear a wedding dress, Mary. There you go. Another nice section right there. You are hereby circled. 4 generations strong.
Here's Delman Young. Drove in the run with a ground ball. Drove in Hudson from third, and he takes ball 1. And now 1-1.
Sean Markham's retired 9 straight Twin batters.
1-1 to Young. Larger issues to play for here, but it would be nice if Delman Young could finish the season with a 300 or better batting average. The ground ball that drove in the run dropped his batting average to 299.
This looks better on your bubblegum card.
Protecting the plate, flips it foul. So do the 21 home runs and the triple digits in runs batted in. It has been a career year for Young. One and two. And a pop up. And out of play.
Again, when you look at Delmon Young, you see a young man that just turned 25 years old, already in his 5th major league season. So, you know, the Twins know what he can do. I thought, you know, what in the pregame about Michael Kadire, the way that he described Delmon Young, and you know what Delmon's had to go through the last couple of years coming over from a new organization. And right there, he swings and misses. Then Markham picks up his 3rd strikeout.
Jim Thome at the plate. He's hit the longest home run in this brand new ballpark. A few weeks ago, he hit one off the flagpole in right center field. The top of the black flagpole that was from Met Stadium, they measured it at 480 feet. And before we wrapped up our telecast this year, we wanted to flash back to the longest measured home run in Twins history. And you might think, well, Harmon Killebrew at Met Stadium, he hit one 502 feet into the upper deck. Thome lifts it foul and out of play. But Tony Oliva has hit the longest measured home run for the Twins. He didn't do it in Minnesota. He did it in Kansas City in 1969 in the old ballpark in late June, and they measured it. George Thome stepped it off at 517 feet. Here's a ball lashed to center, and Thome will get a base hit, and we'll see if the Twins pinch run for him here with 2 outs in the 4th.
Yeah, went completely out of the ballpark at the old stadium that I had an opportunity to pitch to back in the early 70s.
Well, Thome apparently is going to stay in the game, and the only reason to leave him in the game would be to get him another at bat. So the original plan for him to get a couple of at bats, and Ron Gardenhire saying, "What do you want to do?" And I think because the at bats have been so quick, Jim says, "Hey, I'll take 3. They're small." Here's Valencia. Yeah, I don't remember anything about the old ballpark. Here's Valencia popping it up into center, and Escobar, the shortstop, makes the catch. Twins get a single from Thome, leave him aboard. It's still 4-1. Our tip of the cap to our camera people who've worked here at Target Field. Sometimes it has been a little cool, and they've been bundled up, but bringing you the great images of this great new ballpark. Jose Bautista with a 1-0 count from Brian Dunsing. And a strike. Bautista drew a walk in the first. Was thrown out at the plate. And then he bounced to short. We were talking about Tony Oliva's long home run in the old ballpark in Kansas City. Tony tells the story there used to be a house in right field.
Yeah. And there was no bleachers or anything in the outfield from left field all the way to right field. It was just open. And there was a street over the right field wall. And that's where I guess the ball hit into that home across the street.
It's a fly ball down the left field line, and that'll reach the seats. Whatever it hit when it touched earth again must have been black, because on the backside of the baseball there was a black smudge, and this was back in 1969 when there weren't black bats. Everybody had a natural wood grain bat. So it hit some asphalt or something. There's the black smudge on the back of the baseball. And George Toma, who was a legendary groundskeeper in Kansas City, got the baseball and stepped it off of where he thought it had landed, 517 feet from home plate. High fastball. Batista's gone, one away.
And Dunsing picking up his third strikeout.
AT&T trivia. Who are the 7 American League right-handed hitters to hit 50 home runs in a season. Well, Bautista's one of them, so we're
Very
already
good.
in the win column.
And we mentioned Alex Rodriguez last night. Bautista not a happy camper.
Harmon Killebrew, I think 3 times hit 49 home runs, but never hit 50. Some great home run hitters. Frank Robinson never hit 50. So we'll let you ponder who the other 5 were. Just off the plate, and it's 1-1. Wells with a double, driving in a run in the first, and then he lined out to Casilla. 2-1. A run in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth so far against Dunsing. Now 3-1. In '87, you must have had a start that last week. I don't know about the '79 playoff run for the Pirates. There's a bouncer to short. Casilla has it. And out number 2. Catch all your Viking action Sunday mornings on Fox Sports North this week at 10 a.m. Ann Carroll brings you an emotional story as Brad Childress grants the wish of a special teen Vikings fan. Then at 10:30, Kevin Williams talks about the Vikings defense during the first 3 games. Vikings Weekly at 10, followed by Vikings Game Plan at 10:30 on Fox Sports North.
Yeah, in '87, after we clinched, I pitched that final game at the Metrodome against Kansas City, and then I pitched one time in Kansas City before postseason started. And I pitched pretty good. I think we lost 4-2 in that ball game. We lost our last 5. In '91, I looked that up. They lost their last 4 out of 5 ball games. It's just that the Twins clinched early.
Right.
You think about what they had to go through the last couple years itself. Now, game 163. So a lot of these guys have postseason experience. They went through game 163 last year to get the postseason, to win over to the Tigers. Have they lost their edge? I don't think so, because again, once postseason starts, no matter how they finish up here, it starts all new again. And I tell you what, you're gonna get to a new high again. It's kind of like opening day. Every day of a postseason game is like opening day of a season. It's hard to describe that you can just go into the regular season at the end. Okay, let's finish it strong. But you know what? I mean, it's another high once postseason starts. It's hard to describe. I was talking to Ron Coomer about it earlier. You know, he went through it with the Yankees.
Right.
You know, and guys that have gone through it, they know that, hey, let's just get the season over with so we can get all the excitement started again.
So you think that's what the Twins are going through here, right? I mean, I think fans are naturally concerned that the team hasn't played well, hasn't pitched well here in this last week.
Well, I think you look at it, and every team that's going to the playoffs, Texas, New York, Tampa, and the Minnesota Twins, are all playing either 500 or less. And it's, you know, mainly because managers are giving teams or guys days off. The pitching rotations have been changed. And the bottom line is we're all human beings, and every team has kind of clinched that they're going to the playoffs a week and a half before the season. And I just feel like guys just lose a little bit of their edge for a couple days and just kind of have a little letdown maybe in their intensity and just what's going on. And then here these last couple days you see guys having a little better at bats, and you know, things will be just fine. I think this makes all the sense in the world of what's happening to me.
Ron, how do you describe your emotions going through, what was that, 2002, was it not?
Correct. Bert, I don't know. I have to agree with you. And Dick, you've called a lot of playoff games. To me, I don't know if you could describe the feeling you have.
Right.
Maybe your first major league at bat or your first pitch you throw in the big leagues, but that playoff feeling, there's nothing like it. And now that we're retired, we'll never find it again. I know that.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like the end of spring training. You know, you look forward to something, and that's kind of what the players are going through. Okay, let's, you know, finish these ball games. So the opening day, I mean, how many times were you in a lineup, Ron Coomer, on opening day, and it was like, my goodness, this is what you play for right here, and that's the same feeling you're going to take in the postseason.
Bouncer to short. And a flip to second to end the inning. A good inning for Dunsing. No hits, a walk. The man left aboard. It's 4-1.
The pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays has kept the Twins guys really at bay, and he's a tough guy with 2 games left in the season to face. He's a soft throwing 87-mile-an-hour guy that's taking a little off, putting a little on. But when you watch the last few at bats now in the season for Kubel today and tomorrow, it's going to be important, difficult against a guy throwing soft like this. That's a fastball at 85 miles an hour. Watch these next couple at bats, guys, picking what side of the plate they're going to look for from a pitch off Markham, and then really trying to attack, like right there with Coombs, hitting that ball away right back through the box.
Team-wise, the team has struggled, but you look for individuals who are getting ready, and I think we're seeing that from Jason Kubel. 3 hits last night and a sharp single here, a deep fly ball his first time up.
Oh,
Dick,
very quick hands, huh, Ron?
I asked him after he hit the ball to left field. Earlier in the game, as you guys mentioned, the wind was blowing in really hard from left field. He absolutely crushed that ball to left, and it just got to the track. So between yesterday, today, Coombs swinging the bat good. Joe had a big hit yesterday towards the end of the ball game and swung the bat better. So, even Cuddy with the ball to right center. I really feel like our guys and Gardy haven't panicked and they're doing the right thing, and guys are really starting to get ready come playoff time offensively.
Here's Morales. Twins would like to see him swing the bat better. We talked about his status come playoff time, whether he would be on the roster or not. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. He struck out quickly in the second inning. Twins would like to string some things together, as the Jays have done so well over the last couple ball games. Even today, getting hits and walks together, and then you're always in position to get that one big hit. And the Blue Jays have gotten a lot of them in this series. So they got a leadoff single here in the 5th. See if they can build from that. 1-2.
Just missed for that curveball, down and away. That's the pitch that struck out Morales in his first at bat. Markham, no walks in the ball game with 3 strikeouts. He's only given up 3 hits, a triple and a couple singles.
1-2 to Morales. There's one down the line. Down for a hit. Kubel around second, on his way to third. McCoy retrieves it nicely, and Morales is into second with a double. So there you go. A single backed up by a double, and the Twins will get the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there by Morales. Not trying to turn it over, but taking that pitch the other way. It's off the plate, and he just kind of slaps that ball down the left field line. McCoy has a little, good job of getting to that ball before it maybe runs around that corner. So Morales with his second double of the year. Puts runners at second and third, and nobody out.
And now Casilla. Casilla with a bouncer to short his first time up. Actually hit the ball pretty sharply to Escobar. Casilla, one of those guys we were talking about, Ron Gardenhire mentioning today. He doesn't anticipate doing a lot of pinch hitting, but he's got a lineup that might require some pinch running. And because Casilla can run well, Tolbert can, Punto can. Ball 1. He did say, and it didn't come as a great surprise, Ben Revere won't make the playoff roster, but they'll have him on a reserve squad or reserve list that he could be called on to play. There's a drive to left center, down for a hit. Good break by Morales, and 2 runs are going to score. Casilla drops a 2-run single in, and it's 4-3.
Yeah, you're right, Dick. Morales got a really good read. At second base, what you do is you turn around and you see where the outfielders are playing. And right off the end of the bat, you could see that ball wasn't going to go far enough. And Morales got a very good jump right off the end of the bat. And Casilla picking up a couple runs. It's a 4-3 ball game. Look at Morales right there. He read it perfectly. Ends up scoring. The Twins are down by 1.
Drew Butera called out on strikes his first time up. Casilla checked at first. Casilla a base stealing threat, and the Twins suddenly in a situation where a stolen base could be important.
Yeah, Casilla with 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts. Molina behind the plate. Very good arm. You can see how Markham uses that slide step.
And that's probably Casilla's greatest asset. If he should make the playoff roster, he can play in the field at a couple of different positions. But there really isn't anybody else as a bench player that could be a threat to steal. If Revere doesn't make the team, and he's not going to, Tolbert can, but hasn't. Punto can, but hasn't. If you had told me at first you needed a stolen base, Casilla might be the guy. And there he goes. Back to the pitcher, safe there and out at first. So Markham turned and threw to second base, but the second baseman Hill wasn't at the bag.
I think Hill was a little surprised right there on the hit and run. He ended up on the infield side, and Markham threw it to him. And Hill was in front of the second base right here. Markham leaps and then throwing to second. Hill tried to get second base, but does get the out at first.
So the tying run at second, because Casilla took off. Might have been a hit and run put on, but Butera hit it back to the pitcher. And here's Span with a chance to tie the game up with a hit to the outfield. Fastball's up high. Twins getting 3 hits and a couple of runs so far here in the 5th. And the speedy Casilla represents the tying run. Breaking ball over to even the count. Looks back at second and ball 2. Shortstop Escobar in the vicinity of the second base bag behind Casilla. Time call. Molina to the mound.
Yeah, you can see the outfielders of the Blue Jays not playing very deep at all. So, you know, Span can get a ball up and drive it into, say, left center. He might get a triple. Molina talking to John Markham. And what they're going to try to do right here to Denard Span.
Looks like Wells playing about 30 feet shallower than normal center field positioning. Span hoping to get a hit. Love to get a gapper. Pulled the string on him. 2-2. See it at second. 2-2 to Span. There's a little flip to left. Casilla has to play it halfway, and now he retreats to second. Out number 2.
I'd like to welcome Mary up to the booth. Now, Mary, you are from Sioux Falls, and you brought a sign. And first of all, you have a wedding dress on. Very nice. Why the wedding dress, Mary?
Why not? Look at how beautiful they are.
Well, but you're a beautiful soon-to-be bride. Is that what you're hoping to be?
Yes, they're going to have a 2010 World Series ring. I can wear that.
Now,
and after I'm done, I can cut this up for Homer Yankees.
Now, you told me that it's your first time here at Target Field. You're from Sioux Falls. You didn't want to come here because there's too many people. It's hard to drive around cities.
I can't drive here.
You can't drive here. From your very, very small town?
Well, I was from a town of 900, Armour, but Sioux Falls, I didn't get across. I could only drive just a little section of it for the longest time. I was scared. I can't drive here.
Now, I want to know one thing. Now, you said you drove up today. Did you drive all the way with this dress?
I changed it. I rode the light rail in it.
Okay.
Got a lot of stairs.
Well, welcome to the booth.
Why, thank you. It's amazing.
1-1 to Hudson.
Armour, South Dakota, a great basketball tradition, I was told.
One away to, or 1-1 rather, to Orlando Hudson. Pitch in the dirt, 2-1. Escobar and Casilla with a chat at second base. Twins tied the game at 1 in the first inning. Then the Jays jumped out in front 4-1. A great chance for the Twins to get things evened up here if Hudson can deliver a hit to the outfield. 2 away. On the outside corner to even the count.
Well, the most pitches Marcos has thrown so far in an inning right now at 19 pitches this inning. 69 pitches, 48 have been strikes.
Another trip to the mound. Molina's gone to the mound a couple of times here in this inning. 5 innings for Brian Dunsing, and it might be a great opportunity for Kevin Slowey to pitch out of the pen. He's warming up as if he's about ready to enter the ballgame.
Well, that's how Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire wanted to work either Kevin Slowey or Scott Baker to start an inning, and Kevin's had plenty of time to get loose.
2-2 to the Twins' second baseman. Inside, just off the corner. It's 3-2. Markham thought he hit the inside corner.
Well, he tried to go inside, and boy, just missing.
First base open. Delman Young on deck. Change up, got him. Wow, what a pitch by Sean Markham. A change up floating over the inside corner. The Twins get to, but leave Casilla at second.
Jays tomorrow with some sunshine, but some very cool air in this Bryant heating and cooling forecast. Yeah, it's pleasant out there, but I'd have a sweatshirt. I'm telling you, even though the sun is out, temperatures only into the 50s.
Well, Kevin Slowey coming into the ball game after Brian Dunsing went 5 innings.
Yeah, Dunsing ended up throwing 89 pitches, 50 per strikes.
One strike to John Buck. All right, how would you grade Brian Dunsing out?
Well, he left some balls up, the first couple innings. After that, I thought he pitched very good. He made the adjustment again. 3 walks, that's high for Dunsing. He did allow the home run, but, it's part of the game, and with 3 strikeouts. He did a good job of damage control in the first inning, and then also, in the 4th inning.
Here's an elementary observation, and I'm good at those. A simple observation. Pavano did better than Dunsing, or Nick Blackburn for that matter, because he pitched ahead. This Toronto lineup, as powerful as it is, doesn't seem like if you want to survive very long, you can't fall behind the hitters. Encarnacion, he fell behind him, and an already dangerous hitter was swinging very aggressively and hit a rocket into the bullpen.
Well, I think one thing that I saw is that pitch inside, Kerwin Danley didn't really call it for Brian Dunsing, and he had to go back out over the plate again. So that's where a home plate umpire sometimes can kind of change your game plan when you're having a tough time getting that pitch inside. Now, you know, I'm sure some of them just missing, but some of them sure look like they could have been called strikes.
Inside the Buck, and it's 3-2. Buck, Encarnacion, and Molina here in the 6th.
And Slowey, you know, those 29 appearances, all starts for the Twins.
Backhanded niftily by Casilla over to Morales, one away. Again today, Edwin Encarnacion has provided our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Well, he hit his 20th home run, the 7th Blue Jay to hit 20 or more home runs on the season. And 6 of them have come against the Minnesota Twins, 4 in this series. Had a 2-run home run off of Dunsing in the 2nd.
Here's Edwin Encarnacion with the bases empty, and Slowey delivers low, ball 1. Even out of the pen now. Slowey pitching at a rapid pace, catching the return throw from the catcher and immediately looking in for the sign. 1-1. Popped up. And the wind is going to take this to Butera. He got under it that time. Remember, he dropped one the other day. And that's a quick second out. This week it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, beginning with the Lions taking on the Packers in Green Bay. Then the Redskins battle the Eagles. Donovan McNabb making his return to Philadelphia. Coverage begins Sunday at 11 a.m. Central with the Ford Fox NFL pregame show. Brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge. Drive one. 2 gone, and here's Molina. One strike. Ripped down the line. Foul. Hey, nice catch. Guy in the North Star sweater. Very nice. 1-2. Two and 2. And Butera to the mound. Molina hit one up the middle. Dunsing deflected it. Twins turned it into an out. And then Molina bounced into a big double play in the 4th inning. You look back at that double play, the inning had started, the 4th inning had started with a pair of singles and a walk. Bases loaded, nobody out. The Twins gave up the 4th run, but got 2 big outs. And the Blue Jays really haven't threatened since. That could have been a really bad inning. Two and 2 to the Toronto catcher. Sharply hit through the hole. So many great people that we are proud to work with on our crew here at Target Field.
Except for Ed Harris.
Dr. Ed Harris. People who have their hands full trying to make you and I look decent up here in the booth.
Yeah, good luck.
Here's Mike McCoy. Ball 1. McCoy with a double and a walk, going to pop up. One and 1. Twins, of course, with some flexibility in their starting rotation, to the point where the 4 assumed starters that we showed you before are backed up by Baker and Slowey. Their roles, if any, will be determined. But let's imagine a world where the Twins get through the first round. It's conceivable, as they get into the second round, that someone who never even pitched in the first round could get an opening start in the second round of the playoffs because they might need a fresh arm.
Yeah, either Slowey or Baker.
There's a drive to center. Span chasing it. And chasing it down on the edge of the track. Good inning for Slowey. A scoreless 6th. It's a 1-run game. Freeze cam showing you some wonderful sights of this wonderful ballpark.
Over 3 million people have enjoyed watching Twins baseball here at Target Field.
Frost Brew Coors Light freeze cam. Twins down a run. Delman Young will try to do something about that. Drove in the first Twins run with a ground ball, struck out in the 4. Young, Tomey, Valencia. Although Matt Tolbert's come out onto the on-deck circle. Here's a high fly to left center. The wind's going to knock it down and keep it in the ballpark. Caught. Young on another day might have hit one out, but that wind is really coming in from the left field grandstand.
Yeah, he hit it high right there. I think he got a little bit off the end of the bat, too. So Delman Young, looking for his 22nd home run, just comes up a little bit short. You see the breeze coming in from left.
Jim Tomey stayed in the game after singling in the 4th. But then the Twins batted for a long time in the 5th. For whatever reason, Tomey has left the ball game. And Tolbert.
I think he left. He was thinking of stealing a base. That's what he was doing.
Now,
but
come on.
Danny Valencia jumped on the first pitch and popped it up. If Danny had taken a couple pitches, I think Jim was maybe working on stealing a base.
I never, ever thought of that. You're probably right.
Yeah. That's why he wanted to stay in. And since Danny Valencia jumped on the first pitch, Jim said, okay, that's it.
Rookies. Jeez. 1-1 to Tolbert. And now 1-2. Twins had a runner at second, the tying runner at second with 1 out. Couldn't get a hit to bring him in. Markham did a wonderful job getting out of that inning with just the 2 runs allowed. Now 1-2 to Tolbert, and time called. That was a pretty nice pitch he threw Hudson to freeze him. A 3-2 changeup. called third strike. Tolbert lifts it to right, and Bautista with the wind pushing it toward the foul line, out number 2. The last couple of weeks, the Twins have been auctioning off a number of the Twins Around Town statues that have been displayed in downtown Minneapolis. It's been a great benefit for the Twins Community Fund. There's one more statue left to claim, and bidding on the 2008 statue wraps up tomorrow. Visit twinsbaseball.com/statue auction for details on the work and to make a bid. Danny Valencia with a couple of infield pop-ups. Trying to start something here with 2 gone, and he takes outside. There's a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss. And here's our Quest high-speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
Yeah, Brian Dunsing, first 5 innings, clocked as high as 93, and Sean Markham as high as 88. Tell you what, Markham's done a good job of just changing speeds and moving the ball in and out. Just missing low and away there with a fastball. Kind of a bulldog on the mound. That's the best way to, I think, to describe this guy. Of course, he went through the Tommy John surgery, all the time, and rehab and frustration at times.
Poke down the right field line, and Bautista again tracking the wind and making the catch on the warning track. 3 fly ball outs and a quick bottom of the 6th. Is brought to you by McDonald's. Try one of our 3 new Angus snack wraps. They're full of unbeatable flavor. By Toyota. It's the Toyota name you trust, only better. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. And by the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest. Top of the 7th coming up. Kevin Slowey pitching a good inning, but it's just 1 inning. Matt Guerrero comes out of the pen now to pitch to the Jays in the 7th.
Yeah, Matt, again, his last 4 years, he's averaged about 75, 76 appearances a year, making his 74th here this afternoon. A lot of decisions out of the bullpen. 5 wins, 7 losses.
Junel Escobar, Jose Bautista, and Vernon Wells. And a first pitch strike. Very likely Guerrero's last outing of the regular season today. Be unlikely, I would think, that he would be asked to pitch in the finale tomorrow. Jesse Crane might come back tomorrow after a rough outing last night. Again, the wild card in the bullpen right now is John Roush, having some fluid drained from his knee. Roush said last night he surprisingly felt very good, and he's either tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, some combination of the next 3 days, going to get at least one bullpen session in, and the Twins will assess his status then. John, kind of an integral part of the Twins bullpen this year.
Well, you know what? Over the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of different faces. John Roush, one of them in the bullpen. One thing that to me has been solid is Matt Guerrero and Jesse Crain. They have been really the foundation of that bullpen. They have been the two guys that over the last 7 years that Twins, I think, can rely on, that have stayed pretty much injury-free. Good fastball right there. And Guerrero picks up a strikeout. But you know what? You need the stability out there. And if you look at the stats, okay, the numbers of the bullpens in the American League, you know who the 4 teams that have the best bullpens? The Yankees, the Rays, the Rangers, and the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's what's so important in postseason. It's the bullpens.
Those are the 4 playoff teams in the American League.
Exactly right.
One strike to Bautista.
I think we all, you know, there's no emphasis on complete games anymore. So, of course, you get me 6, 7 innings as a starter, you have to turn it over to the bullpen.
Cecil Fielder's on that list.
Yes, he is.
Mark McGuire. Hank Greenberg, you got a
Albert Bell, Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox, a Hall of Famer. Hank Greenberg, a Hall of Famer. Check swing. Two and one. Guerrero pitching to the majors' home run leader, Jose Bautista.
So again, we got it right because all we needed was one, and that was Bautista.
Well, you get Bautista to hit 150 feet. You've done a really good job. You've hit some 450 feet.
That went right off the end of the bat like a cue stick right there. The ball just spun.
The National League home run leader is Albert Pujols with 42. So 2 gone. Here's Vernon Wells. Wells with an RBI double, a line out and a ground out. Guerrero just off the outside corner. And now a strike. You just want guys like Guerrero. We saw Slowey do it. Last night we saw Pavano do it. Guys executing pitches, hitting their spots, using all their pitches. 2 and 1. Twins will have a couple of off days, Monday and Tuesday. Monday will be an off day for the Twins. There'll be nothing going on here at the ballpark except for players who need some rehab using the equipment here at Target Field. And Tuesday they'll have a workout at 10 in the morning here. Bouncer to short. Casilla fires over to Morales, and a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning. Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. And it is a beautiful afternoon at Target Field. Twins hoping to come back and win a ball game here. It would be their 94th of the year. Another sellout crowd. I believe it's a sellout crowd here today. And we expect the same again tomorrow. And I'll bet you that Wednesday and Thursday will be sellout crowds here too. What do you think?
You think?
Well, Jason Kubel will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. Kubel with a single and a run scored. He started the 2-run 5th with a base hit. Now a foul fly into the seats, 1 strike. And another foul. Well, Markham leaving some pitches up. Kubel lifted a couple of foul pops here, and he got 3 fly ball outs in the 6th. It'll be Kubel, Morales, and Casilla here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Kubel got a base hit in his last at bat in the 5th inning on a pitch down and away that he lined back up the middle.
There's a little nubber, and Markham slides to his knees, makes a brilliant play. Sean Markham with a great play to retire Jason Kubel.
Come on, that surprises you? The pitchers are the best athlete on the field. Watch Markham bounce off the mound right here. I mean, on a slide, jumps up quickly and gets it over to overbase very quickly.
1 down, and here's Jose Morales. He doubled down the left field line. Casilla followed with a 2-run single.
Markham with 84 pitches in the ball game. 59 have been strikes.
Up and away, ball 1. Two and 0. High fly to center. And Wells goes out near the warning track to make the catch. Out number 2. Mountain Dew game summary with the Jays up a run.
Well, Vernon Wells puts the Jays on the board in the 1st inning with an RBI double. In the 2nd inning, it was that guy again, Encarnacion, with his 4th home run in this series. A 2-run home run off of Brian Dunsing. Twins came back with a big 2-run base hit by Alexi Casilla to score a couple runs in the 5th.
And now Casilla will hit with the bases empty and 2 out. Took a strike, showing a bunt. And now a breaking ball for strike 2. Punch to left, right at the left fielder, and McCoy makes the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Markham. 7 complete. We've got a 1-run game.
wishing the Twins the best of luck in the playoffs. Go Twins!
Congratulations to the Minnesota Twins for clinching the playoff berth. I'm definitely coming out to some games, and I can't wait to see y'all rock it.
Very nice.
Well, stocking caps are appropriate today. Bit of a breeze blowing in, cool temperatures.
You know, anytime a team in a city wins a, going to postseason or looking for a World Series, I think it just generates excitement for every other organization in that town. And, our Minnesota Twins want the Wolves, all the professional teams, the Vikings, everybody to win and bring home winners. The Wild, the Lynx, everybody.
Brian Fuentes will lead off, or will pitch for the Twins, facing the leadoff man, left-hander Lyle Overbay. Down and away, ball one. Overbay hasn't put a ball in play today. He struck out twice and walked. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, Fuentes making his 9th appearance as a Twin. He's worked 8 2/3 innings. He's given up only 3 hits. He's hit a batter. He's walked a couple with 6 strikeouts. No runs allowed. There's that pitch right there.
Well, Butera looked like he caught it right in the middle of the plate, which means it should have had the corner, I would think. 2-1. Strike at the knees in the outside corner. I'll be curious, and I don't know if take a look at this pitch.
Well, you see, now it's away, and I said before, you get a home plate umpire that sits over the right shoulder with a left-handed hitter up, he's going to give you more away. And there's strike 3. So Fuentes comes in and picks up a strikeout.
And down in the 8th, hockey fans, you can follow the Wild on their upcoming trip to Finland right from your phone. Text Wild to short code 234-234 and get updates all through their trip, both on and off the ice. To follow the Wild in Finland, check out the daily reports at foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the Wild tab. 1 down, and here's a pitch outside, ball 1. I'll be curious. The presumption is if the Twins get the Rays in the first round of the playoffs, that the games will be played in the afternoon, and I'll be curious what time in the afternoon, because now we see the shadow from the stadium running up the first baseline, and this was with a noon start, and I don't know when the playoff games would start. I would imagine there will be a noon, a 3, and then an evening start. Some people have heard rumors of a 2:30 start time. If that's the case, then the shadows will certainly be a factor for the hitters and the pitchers. 3-1. Popped up, a foul ball, and out of play. And we've seen that, I think, in play here over the course of the first season here, that late afternoon games create some issues, both in terms of the shadows and also the bright reflection in center field.
Well, one thing that they did do, they did paint that batter's eye a darker green. There was a glow that kind of, at the beginning of the year when the Twins played a lot of day games, hitters were complaining about that, the glow off of that batter's eye.
And the reflection from Minnie and Paul up above the batter's eye. 3-2, Fuentes to Hill. Another strikeout for Fuentes. 2 down.
Good fastball there. So Fuentes fell behind 3-1. Hill fouled off a couple pitches, and then he just overpowers him with a fastball out over the plate.
Outside, ball one. Fuentes wants a different baseball. Bunk with a pair of singles. Got a big base hit in the ball game last night against Jesse Crain, right in front of the 3-run home run.
And this is what the Twins hope to see in postseason. Great job by the bullpen so far. 3 2/3 innings, only 1 hit allowed with 3 strikeouts.
It's poked to right, and Kubel is out there to make the catch. And it's a 3-up, 3-down 8 for Brian Fuentes. Some talented professionals in these audio business. No, that's just my way of having a little fun with the audio crew. Great people to work with. Let's go down to Robbie and Smikowski.
Guys, we got a great post-game show coming your way live from Target Field. It's Quest Twins Live featuring a Toyota post-game wrap. Talk about the Twins in their final stretch of games. Circle Me Bert. Talk about how a circle has changed people's lives in the plays of the year. So many of them. Jim Thome hitting the flagpole. Tome's walk-off. Joe Mauer reaching behind the net to make a spectacular catch. So many of them. We'll bring them to you on Quest Twins Live following the final pitch with Anthony LaPanta and Ron Coomer. Guys.
Michael Kadire is going to pinch hit against a new Toronto pitcher.
Yeah, Scott Downs coming out of the bullpen. Sean Markham worked the first 7 innings. He allowed 3 runs, another quality start, 8 of his last 9 starts. So he'll finish looking for his 14th win and hoping that his bullpen can save a 1-run lead. Downs coming in, making his 67th appearance.
And a rare opportunity for Michael Kadire, his first pinch hitting opportunity of the year. That's what happens when you start every game. Kadire's done just about that. Twins have played 160 games. Kadire has started 155 of them. At the knees, 1-1.
And again, one thing here at Target Field, what it has given the Twins over what the Metrodome did is Kadire maybe was told an inning ago, hey, you're going to pinch hit. He can go down and take extra batting or, hit off a tee or even have someone throw some batting practice to him.
2-hopper to third. Encarnacion with throw, 1 away. Regular season ends tomorrow. The Twins will be celebrating Kids Appreciation Day at Target Field. All fans 14 and under will get a really cool poster. You can call 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Check on the availability for Kids Appreciation Day tomorrow. And remember, as part of every Blue Bunny Kids Day, kids can run the bases at Target Field after the game. 1 gone. Here's Denard Span. Span watches ball one. Downs' name mentioned in trade rumors involving the Twins as they were looking to patch some holes on the left side. As it turned out, they didn't really have to give up much to bring in Brian Fuentes and Randy Flores. A couple of waiver claims.
Downs came up with the Cubs, and he went through the Tommy John surgery and actually was with the Twins organization in the minor leagues back in 1999.
2-0 to Span. And 2-1. Remember, there was a time when they had just moved Brian Dunsing into the rotation. Jose Morales injured his knee. Ron Mayhay injured his non-throwing shoulder. And the Twins were pretty lean from the left side. Thank goodness for the waiver wire. 2-2. Haven't had a threat since they scored a couple of runs in the fifth. Strung 3 hits together, a single, a double, and a single. Since then, haven't been able to get a guy on base. Three and two with Hudson on deck. Up the line, foul to Jerry White. Full count with one gone here in the Twins' eighth. The shortstop Escobar, 2 down. And that'll bring up Hudson. Hudson tripled about 2/3 of the way up the wall in right center field in the first inning. Since then, a ground ball to second and a strikeout.
Yeah, Hudson now hitting as a right-handed hitter where he's hitting .259.
Oh my, Downs appears to be okay. What a remarkable play. A well hit ball by Orlando Hudson. And not only is he okay, he's able to smile about it. Everyone has delivered our Jimmy John's deliveries of the game, and for Cito Gaston all weekend long.
Yeah, 2 home runs off of Liriano here on Thursday, and then Friday. Yesterday, he had a 3-run home run off of Jesse Crane, and here today, a 2-run home run. That coming off of Brian Dudson. So the 7th member for the Toronto Blue Jays to hit 20 or more home runs. Edwin Encarnacion.
Matt Capps into the ball game to pitch to Edwin Encarnacion.
3 shutout innings by the bullpen so far. And Matt Capps making his 27th appearance.
Encarnacion, Molina, and McCoy here in the 9th inning. And Capps misses with a breaking pitch. Sometimes when you see a lineup that has a lot of power, the power is concentrated in 1 or 2 players. And sometimes when you face a team that has a lot of power, it's balanced. The Blue Jays have both. Jose Morales moving behind the plate, Kadire in now at first base. When the Blue Jays have a guy with over 50, somebody else with over 30, and 7 now with 20. One and 2. Cito Gaston will manage his final game tomorrow. Twins are planning something to honor Gaston and his great career. Ouch. Oh, what an ugly sound.
Best sound in baseball right there. Nice pitch, Matt Capps.
I'm sure you tune into Fox Sports North all through the Twins postseason run. During every game, we'll have an online chat with one of our analysts at foxsportsnorth.com. And right after the game, Fox Sports North will have extended coverage, a 1-hour postgame after every game throughout the playoffs. Here's Molina. Ball 1. Hours of craftsmanship gone just like that.
It's a machine. They make those bats. Isn't that a great sound?
I mean, there's not some guy on a lathe hand turning each bat.
No. They spit them out.
1-1. The only Molina that'll be in postseason play will be Benji for the Rangers.
St. Louis not making it. Yadier, the catcher there.
One and 1 to Molina with McCoy to follow. Two and 1. And now 2-2. High fastball, a check swing, and it's ball 3. Foul back over the Twins dugout. Camp's ready to go. This will be a new experience for him. He's been a great closer, but for teams that didn't get to the postseason.
Yeah, Twins have a couple of guys. Matt Capps, of course, some of the rookies. For Drew Butera.
Danny Valencia is going to be the everyday third baseman. Yeah.
Kevin Slowey, if he makes the roster, it'll be his first.
Foul back. But by and large, this is a team that as recently as last year pitched in the heat of the pennant race. Pitched in or played in the playoffs in New York. As hostile environments go, it doesn't get any more hostile than that. I don't care what they say in Philadelphia. 3-2 to Molina. Bouncer to short, backhanded by Casilla. Over to Kadire, 2 down. So many great cameramen and women and crew people that we have enjoyed working with again this year.
Yeah, we thank them all.
I think one thing we can say with absolute certainty, we didn't know what to expect moving to this new ballpark, but I think you would agree with me. We generally have been walking around with more frequent smiles just being here, going about our business. It's been such a joy to be here and be here on a nightly, daily basis. Strike one.
I think what has impressed me is the 40,000 plus. Another capacity crowd here this afternoon, a sellout. 40,235 fans here this afternoon for a 12-10 game.
Foul back. Almost got into the radio booth again.
Yeah, I'll tell you, baseball's going for John Gordon. Got a couple of them in the Kansas City series. Seen some balls hit back here. Not our way, more the radio way.
And a foul back. Two strikes to McCoy. Now pitch up high. And here at 2:30, if in fact that will be a start time come playoff time, you can see the shadow of the ballpark about halfway between home plate and the mound. Back to Capps. So the bullpen's done a nice job. We'll see if the Twins have a comeback in the bottom of the ninth, down a run. Toyota game reset. The game's right there for the Twins to come back and win it.
Well, Sean Markham, 7 very good innings, 3 runs allowed, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Alexi Casilla with a big hit for the Twins in the 2-run 5th inning. The Twins will have to make this comeback against Kevin Gregg. Gregg ended up picking up the save in last night's ball game for the Blue Jays. Joe Mauer on deck.
Delman Young will lead things off in the first pitch off the plate, ball 1. So it'll be Young, Mauer, and apparently Valencia. Strike called on the outside corner, 1-1. Two and 1. Young drove in a run with a ground ball in the first, struck out in the 4th, and hit a towering fly ball to left center that might have gone out if not for the 20-25 mile per hour breeze coming in from left. Laced to right field. And that's going to run the gap. Young around first, going to second, and he's in with a leadoff double. And Young is at second with nobody out, and here comes Mauer.
And for Delman Young, his 46th double of the year. Delman now 1 shy of the Twins record with Justin Morneau hitting 47 doubles. So Delman gets on second base with nobody out.
Mauer caught the whole game last night, and again told me this morning that it went better than he thought it would go last night. And so he makes a pinch hitting appearance and will inherit the designated hitter spot if the game goes past the 9th inning. On the outside corner, a strike. Valencia on deck. Young, the tying run at second. One and 1.
There's Mary. Watching her future husband.
A high fly to center. Young setting up for a tag. Wells has got a very good arm, and he can't go anyplace. So Mauer gets under it and hits a shorter fly ball than he would have liked. 1 away. And now Valencia. Valencia has hit the ball in the air 3 times, twice to the infield and once to the right fielder.
And he's hit very well here at Target Field this year. Not too many times he'll take an offer. So Danny Valencia due for a hit right here.
Down and away, ball 1. Jays have pitched Valencia tough so far. Two and 0. Two and 1.
Kevin Gregg staying down in the strike zone.
Three and 1 with Kubel on deck. Valencia backs out of there asking for time. Valencia last night fouled out against Greg to end the game. Popped up. And then a 3-1 pitch that drifts into foul territory. The pop-up is caught out, number 2. And they're not booing Valencia. They're chanting Jason's last name. Twins got a leadoff double, and now Greg on the verge of pitching out of it. Kubel single against Greg. Delman Young will be lifted for a pinch runner.
And Revere will be pinch running for Delman Young.
So with nobody out or one out, Twins were happy with Young at second, but now needing a hit to tie the game with 2 outs, they send in the pinch runner. Kubel takes outside a ball. And a strike on the outside corner.
Working Kubel away.
Greg in the sunlight, the brilliant sunlight, pitching into the shadows.
I think they're going to, that's why Molina's going out right here. They don't want to make a mistake right here to Jason Kubel. Second on the club with 92 RBIs. And Jose Morales on deck.
Three and one. First base is empty, and Morales on deck. And now 3-2, and Kubel is ready to unbuckle his shin guard.
Yeah, he went to that same breaking ball for strike one, the one that starts outside and then working the corner. And around the plate.
Full count to Kubel. And he takes ball 4.
Again, I don't think that Kevin Gregg really wanted to make a mistake right there. The 3-2 breaking ball.
Jason Repko is going to run for Jason Kubel. Morales is 1 for 3. Dropped a double down the left field line. Strike with a fastball on the outside corner. Well, I'll give Greg this. He's been consistently on or near the outside corner. Most closers will do this late in the ballgame. They don't want to make a mistake inside.
No, they do not. And if they went in, he went one time in on Kubel with a good fastball in off the plate.
And misses the outside corner. And if it's true in any ballpark, it's particularly true here. It's hard to really get hurt if you pitch way out there in this ballpark.
Plus the wind's blowing in.
Right.
We talked about Delman Young's ball that maybe came back.
Oh, my. And Morales goes for a stroll. With the outside corner, seems to be even more generous.
Yeah, that plate seems to be growing a little bit here.
That was in the right-handed batter's box.
Wow.
That was an Eric Gregg strike zone with Kevin Gregg pitching. 2-2, and Molina going to the mound again.
Oh, we saw him do it to Kubel, you know, trying to go inside. Now he tries to go inside right here, but just misses inside. Morales is going to have to take this pitch the other way.
Two pitches ago, I think that was a strike, wasn't it?
How could he not call that? My goodness.
3-2.
Now the runners will be taken off.
And Casilla on deck.
Let's get a little gapper right here. Watch Repko score from first.
Full count to Morales. Walked him. He tried to get that call out there again, and he missed, and now they're loaded up for Casilla.
Well, you pitch to what the umpire will give you, and you know what? I mean, take a look at the pitches. Not one of them in the strike zone, but somehow the count got to 3-2.
One and two.
He keeps pumping that outside corner.
Two and two.
Tried the breaking ball right there, and Molina going to go back out and talk about this very important pitch.
Everybody else, each of the last two batters he's faced, he's delivered one fastball in on the plate, but in off the plate.
Yeah, I think he's going to stay away right here. I'd be surprised if he tries to go in on a 2-2 pitch.
2-2 to Casilla. Miss, and the count is full. Gave him another breaking ball off the plate. Cuddyer in the on deck circle. Base is full. Count is full. Little pop up that'll reach the seats. Casillas has gotten some of the most dramatic singles the Twins have gotten the last couple of years. Hoping to get one here. Another 3-2. Another foul pop out of play. Runners, of course, going. And he hit to the outfield. Should win the game for the Twins. Gregg has thrown 31 pitches in this ninth inning.
Hey, he's going to come after him again with a fastball. He hasn't been very consistent with that breaking ball.
Up the middle and through, and Casilla delivers again.
This is what we want to see in postseason, too, just like this. A big hit by Alexi Casilla. He drives in 4 runs this afternoon. The Twins needed that. They really needed this base hit right here. Very nice.
Well, the Twins got a couple of big singles by Alexi Casilla, a couple of big at-bats in the 9th inning. Walks to Kubel, and Morales set up Casilla for the heroics, and Anthony, the Twins pick up a win, number 94 on the season.
And they win it in dramatic fashion. This is why home field advantage was such a hot commodity in the American League. A little target field magic for the Twins. We'll show you how they did it. We'll take a look at Alexi Casilla's 4 RBI game and hear from Gardy next on Quest Twins Live.